brakes are a suggestion. Oh, the door is open! Click over to budgetvapors.com to get some of my most favorite flavors in the entire industry for 15% off using my promo code GabeSentya. When you use my promo code over on Budget Vapors, you can get 120 milliliters of premium e-liquid for just $8.49. Also available on budgetvapors.com is my juice line. The Light Designs liquid line is available in 60 and 120 milliliter bottles. Both my juice line and the many delicious Budget Vapors flavors are developed in a high quality lab down in Florida. When you pick up my juice line or use my promo code, it really helps keep the Light Designs program going. So thank you all so much for helping support the channel. I really appreciate it. I dyed my hair. I don't know how I feel about it. It is very light. We're not talking about my stupid hair decisions today. We're talking about a failed project I started. A couple weeks ago, I picked up a vehicle that I have always wanted. I've always wanted one of these since I was a little kid, and that is a Geo Metro.
What did you say? Is it too silly? Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar, Geo Metro, Chevy Metro, and Suzuki Swift are all the exact same vehicle, except for the Suzuki Swift is extremely more expensive, but they're all the same vehicle. I got a very unique opportunity where I found this extremely beat, extremely clapped out, absolutely terrible convertible 5-speed Geo Metro. And I just sent the guy a message just out of curiosity. I said, hey, would you trade a scooter for it? And the guy says, yeah, I've had a couple scooters. I love scooters. Sure, let's do it. And I said, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting him to say yes. So I hopped on my my straight pipe 70-mile-an-hour insane scooter. Drove to like deep Maine. Guy said it hasn't been running in 2 years, and we got it running. It needed an alternator and like a ton of body work. This thing is rotted so bad. The body is rotted, the frame is rotted. It's not very good. And so I'm like sick. A Geo Metro, I can make a bunch of videos about it, have some fun with it. I'm going back to California, so like I can use this for the time being and then sell it before I go and like, you know, restore it and have a great time. And so this video will be the process of me restoring a Geo Metro. Welcome to the junkyard. I feel like you could just pick up this whole engine. Disconnect that old battery. And it has underglow! Look at how high up it is. Dude, that's gonna fall. So if you're following along at home, I took the bottom bolts out of this bracket and then the top bolts. It was just like 12 millimeters on the bottom and a 12 on the top, and then a 10 for the negative on the alternator. The issue I'm running into right now is I can't actually get the alternator out, so you are going to have to take off this bracket. I believe it's like a 12 wrench right here, and just a little thing right there. So you're gonna have to take out that bracket. But so far the job's like insanely easy. Okay. According to what they say online, it should look something like that. So we'll see. I'm driving my new Metro. I did it. The temp gauge isn't moving for some reason. That's slightly alarming. It's only been on for like a second, so hopefully that turns on. Second gear is kind of weird to get into. lights does seem to be moving. Okay, good. I was concerned that there might be a thermostat issue. Okay, it is going. Nice. It's got a tiny bit of vibration, but nothing. Like, it's surprisingly not as bad as I thought it was going to be. We are getting gas. Brakes are a suggestion. Oh, the doors! Okay, so I was using the old belt that came with the car, and the belt popped. So I turned around and I'm headed back home. Temp seems to be okay, but I'm trying to get home as fast as humanly possible. I'm only a couple miles away. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on that. It's starting to get hot, so I gotta move because I can't let it die because the belt is not attached to the alternator. Dude, that's so funny. Hi, G. So my assessment is it's really funny, and I don't think it does much of anything. I'm gonna leave it in. I think it's hilarious, and I'll wire it up. But I have to take all this out anyways because I got to put a belt in tomorrow, so I'll do that tomorrow. So I got the new belt installed right there, and I drained the oil, and the oil looks surprisingly good. Obviously it's old, but there isn't any coolant mixed with it, so that's good. I don't see any like metal shavings or anything, so that's good too. So I'm gonna drop it down, put some fresh oil in it. Yeah, and then we'll take it for a rip. The battery was really dead, so I had it charging. Hopefully it will start up now. All right, this is the STP, and it's thick like honey, and it's really kind of chilly out today, so it's gonna take forever for this all to come out. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna kind of let it do its thing. Hooked up yet? Vibrations. I mean, the body's rusty, but the frame seems to be okay. We're in third gear. Feels good. So this is one of my #1 pet peeves in life. Is if you can see the person behind you wants to go faster than you and you slow down out of spite or to teach me a lesson, the only lesson you're teaching me is I'm gonna throw my Geo Metro through your back window. I vacuumed up the majority of the baking soda, and I want to try this trick I saw on the internet. I'm just gonna spray paint this carpet. Hey, that's pretty good, dude. All right, hear me out here. This is what the carpet used to look like. In my state, this is old enough to not have to pass any crazy admissions crap. So I'm gonna rip the cats off and I'm gonna build like a custom exhaust with a glass pack. Just a really simple straight pipe, mid pipe, and then a glass pack at the end. I do like the existing exhaust tip a lot, so I'm gonna cut that off of the stock muffler that I believe is on there. And then, yeah. So if I wasn't going back to California, I would keep this cat and I would build a turbo mount off of like this spot right here. But I'm not. I'm keeping this for a little while and then reselling it. So I'm gonna cut it right here, like right by the oil pan, and try not to mess up the oil pan, I guess. And then we got some hangers, which is good. We can tack the hanger to the new straight pipe that we're gonna do. And we can just send it on back. There's only like 2 hangers. There's one hanger that I see in the back, and there's one hanger right here, which is good. That makes my job a lot easier. Cut. I'm gonna cut it off anyway, so I'm just gonna cut this hanger because it's coming off anyways. And get a good spot here on it. Completely straight pipe Geo Metro off the header. If you're following at home with your Geo Metro, the plastic for the back window does not like to go up and down in the cold.
He still thinks like there's a big majority of people out there that's rooting for him right now. Maybe like 4 or 5 people really want to see Chris like get out of jail.
I did tons and tons and tons of body work. I didn't film much of doing the body work just because it's boring to watch. Like, it's not fun to watch. Like, it's not something that you guys would be like, oh, this is riveting content. So I just did all of it. Alright, so I cut out the back window. Here's the stock back window, and I picked up some heavy plastic from Michael's, and I'm gonna trace the back window on this and then cut it out and then automotive goop it into the seams here. So here is my supercharger button. So I'm going to mount this underneath my gas pedal. So when you hit the gas pedal, it'll pop in all the gears. Well, let me explain what happened, because the video just kind of abruptly stopped right there. We had all this momentum, and then the day after I put the back window in, the same day that the clip of me explaining the supercharger button was taken, literally right after I got the supercharger button installed, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go get an inspection sticker and go get some permanent plates on this thing. Like, it's good. I put the top down. It's a nice day outside. I'm driving down the street, and I live on some like windy mountain roads. You guys see me ripping these roads all the time. And I've been ripping this Geo Metro, terrorizing the neighborhood with it for a week and a half now at this point. You know, ripping all around. This thing's sick. And I've been having such a great time with it, right? I'm coming around one of those mountainous corners, and the mail person is like out in the middle of the road, okay? So like the mail Jeep is out too far in the street, and I have oncoming traffic coming the other way, so I can't just like hop over and swerve around this person. And so my only option is to like slam on the brakes or slam into the back of the mail truck. As I do that, my CV boot ripped and the ball joint came out with it, and then my frame snapped because of the rot. But like, that hole that you're looking at on the screen wasn't a hole, and I guess the remaining metal that was covering this massive hole had not revealed itself fully until it was under like a significant amount of load. Yeah, my fender gets bent in a little bit, and my wheel is like locked now because my axle is broken and the frame is broken, and so I had to get a tow truck and flat tow it back home. And I listed it for sale on Marketplace, and somebody bought it the next day. That's it. I'm just gonna leave this video as unsatisfying and unclimactic as the rest of it, with like all this great momentum of a project, and then it just abruptly ends.